Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Time for Tea 144. If you're new here, my name is Monse. And if you're returning, like always, you're a real one. I appreciate you. I hope this is a good angle. My dog ate my other little tripod. And so I have a bigger one. I already ordered a new one, but it is what it is. I'm sorry, I kind of spaced out there for a second. So I'm not exactly sure what we're going to talk about today, but let's just get the makeup going, and that's how we start the flow. Okay, I already got the sage going. I'm sorry for the noise. Like I said, my kids are here. My kids are... Hold on. They're fighting over ice cream, but whatever. Yeah, so don't forget to hit the like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Hold on, y'all. The last video I posted was a little emotional. I'm not gonna lie, I still feel myself in that energy. Oh my god. Yeah, so I'm still in that energy a little bit. I don't know, maybe I'm just releasing everything, that maybe I'm just a little bit over emotional at the moment. Earlier today I was talking to one of my friends, or if that's what we can call them, right? But I was talking to somebody, and I was talking about my family, or my family that I know of 222. That is my family, right? Like my mom and my siblings. When I talk about them now, like most of the time I'm just like, oh, I don't give a fuck about them. I don't give a fuck about what they're doing, and I don't give a fuck, and I don't give a fuck. And those are facts, because I really don't give a shit. I really don't give. I'm sorry, but I'm probably going to be cussing a lot. I just don't give a fuck. So that's just how I feel, right? But we got in depth of the relationship that I had with my mother, which made me realize that my relationship with her probably could have been the cause of why I didn't see the red flags when it came to my ex-husband being a narcissist, because I wasn't able to identify them with her, and I'm not gonna lie, that did make me feel away. 333, that did make me feel away, because I don't think of excuse me, I don't think of myself as, like I say, a victim, or it's because I didn't know, it's because I didn't this, it's because I didn't that. And I'm not hard on myself neither, but it sucks. It sucks, but at the same time I try to feel, well, maybe it's not a big deal, since they're not really my siblings. They're not my actual family. We're not blood related. At no point in time in my childhood or when I was growing up that ever crossed my mind that we weren't blood related at all, And so and I mean, I haven't been, how do I say it? It hasn't been confirmed in the 3D, right? Or it hasn't been confirmed, nobody's knocked on my door and told me, or called me and told me, hey, your mom is not your mom and your brother's not your brother, and you were adopted, or you were stolen, or you were kidnapped, or you were taken as a child, or you were this, or you were that, whatever the case may be. But for some odd reason, when I hear it in the readings, it resonates. It resonates so much, and I don't have nothing to confirm these situations. The only thing that I have that confirms this is my upbringing, how I grew up with my siblings, how I grew up with my mom. I mean, I've told you guys before, like, I didn't really grow up with her. Like, she would pawn me off on people all the time. You know, like, the less she had to take care of me, the better. You know, at least for her, right? Because she didn't... How do I explain it? Like, now it's making sense, because now it feels like she had me around because it was convenient for her. There was something that I had. There was something that was for me. There was something that belonged to me that she wanted to take away, that she wanted control of, that she wanted to obtain, whatever that might be. A lot of things come out about wealth and things like that, but also spiritual gifts, my anointing, my destiny, my path, those type of things, you know. And I didn't even do my eyebrows before getting on camera, and because I honestly wasn't going to, but look at me now. I'm just gonna kind of fill them in, not really do them. But yeah, so maybe that's why it's resonating with me, because I know the kind of childhood I had, because I know the kind of upbringing I had. I know the people that I was around. I know what happened to me when I was a child. I know, well, parts of it anyway, because everything is so blurry when it comes to my childhood. Everything is very blurry. Everything is very like, it's almost like the harder I try to remember, the less I remember. It's like that. It's like I force my brain to, like, think about it, think, and the harder I do that, the less I can remember. So it's like, if I don't remember anything, okay, but the more I try to do so, the less I do. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense to somebody. You know, it's the less I do. So I'm like,
Mommy, I finished.
Okay, Mama. You know, the less I do. So I'm just waiting. I think probably that's another reason why I'm doing like this shift of, like, going down memory lane, or maybe not even down memory lane, just of time I feel I wasted trying to get her to love me, you know, when the whole time she was like my number one enemy. Sorry guys, but yeah. The whole time she was my number one enemy. The whole time she was like my number one attacker. The whole time she was my number one everything bad you can ever think of. She was my number one of it. You know, I'm not saying like, oh, it's her fault this, it's her fault that, right? But Like, I'm not trying to sound like a victim, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to sound like that, like, oh, I get it. I did this happen to me because of you, and this happened because of you, and blah, blah, blah. No. I take responsibility in my own shit. You know what I'm saying? I take responsibility in my own shit. In my own shit. I'm not going to take responsibility for somebody else's actions. You know, so I can take responsibility for not paying attention to the signs. Or not putting enough attention to the signs when they were coming up. Or how many times she pretty much incriminated herself in situations. In my mind, like, I didn't, you know, it didn't seem weird to me. It wasn't strange. I wouldn't say, well, I would say things like, I wonder why she said that. But I would leave it there. I wouldn't continue to be like, why would she say that? Or that didn't make any sense. Why would she do that? Why would she say it like this? You guys, I literally felt like somebody was pulling my hair. I thought my daughter was here. Yeah. And I tried so much to get her to like me. And I never could understand why she didn't. You know, she portrayed like this. She painted out this picture of my dad, you know, like my dad being a drinker and physically abusive and mentally abusive and verbally abusive. So I would always think like, damn. So then maybe if he was like that to her, then the reason why she's like that to me is because he was like that. So she's getting back at me for what he did to her, even though I had nothing to do with that. You see what I'm saying? And then I find my dad 30 odd years later, because I was like 36, 37, you know, and come to find out that that was a lie. He wasn't a drinker. He wasn't an abusive drinker, right? Because that's what she made him out to be, like an alcoholic who was abusive and this, that, and the other thing. And he wasn't none of those things. So, well, he says, right? I don't know the truth. I was a baby, right? But with this whole thing coming out of me not being her daughter, or them not being my actual family, who the fuck do I trust then? Because it's kind of hard to hide that, right? Unless, I think about it in so many ways. I'm like, maybe she was already pregnant and she didn't tell him, and then she was like all of a sudden like, oh my god, I'm pregnant, and pawned the baby off on him, but it wasn't his. And she is my mom, but he's not my dad. But it's giving neither of the two are my parents. And so as I'm finding all this out, I'm like, let me ask him some questions, since obviously at this moment I don't have any type of relationship with my siblings or my mother. Okay? So I'm like, let me ask him. And I did. And I said, hey, were you there when I was born at the hospital? He was like, oh yeah, I was there and I cut your umbilical cord and this, that, and the whole nine. I was like, alright, why you ask? Oh no, you know, just wanting to know stuff about my life, because I don't really remember my childhood, you know, so yeah, and this, that, and the other thing. So I'm like, so I don't know. Maybe some of you are feeling like that. Maybe some of you are at the moment like connecting the dots with certain things in your life or certain people. and you're feeling some type of way, maybe a little emotional, because you're like, damn, you were involved, you were part of that, you did this to me, like, I trusted you and you did this, I trusted you and you did that, like, you were my ride or die and this is how the fuck you do, you know what I'm saying? Maybe some of you are having that moment, you know, that you're realizing probably the persons or people or however, right? You trusted the most were the ones that fucked you. And that's a hard pill to swallow. That's a hard pill to swallow, especially when you grow up having trust issues. Because I had those, and I didn't even realize till hella later that I had them. I've always been the kind of person that, how do I explain it? Like, okay, if me and you were about to go out, right? We're about to go out and hang out and do this and do that and kick it and whatnot and the whole nine. But then you just don't show up. And I don't get like a phone call. I don't get nothing. You just don't show up, right? That's it. I won't trust you no more. We can kick it again. I'm forever gonna side-eye you. Period. Because if you couldn't even like hit me up and tell me like, hey, this and this is going on, I ain't even gonna be able to do it, blah, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like respect. I don't know. And I've always been like that. Cut up game strong. And that's another thing too. That's another thing too that I feel like that I'm cool. How do I explain that? Like, I can give you opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and when I start to get tired, I'll tell you, like, bro, this is getting irritating. This shit's irritating me. This shit's irritating as fuck. And I'll start doing that. And motherfuckers probably even take it as a joke or think that I'm fucking around. Because my husband is the perfect example. I would always tell him that. All right, you keep that shit up and I'm just gonna walk out. Okay, yeah, sure you are. That was always like the response that I would get. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, sure. And I would always think to myself, like, why doesn't nobody take me seriously? Because he's not the only one that's ever done that. So I would always think that to myself as well, because even with my own family members, it would always be like that. They would be like, okay, sure, I'm gonna do this, all right. Like, I always got underestimated. Thank you, Spirit. Underestimated. I always got underestimated. People played with it every fucking time. And then once they saw that the shit was fucking hitting the fan and what I was saying was facts, it was like, no. Wait. For what? We're done here. I don't know why I'm saying this, okay? Maybe it's obviously, right? Everything's for a reason. Nothing just happens to happen. But I don't know. Maybe somebody needed to hear that. Maybe somebody is feeling like Maybe, again, maybe you are feeling some type of way because you're not talking to your siblings or to your family, but you know it's the right thing to do. You know it's the right thing to do. You know it's the correct thing to do, especially for your spirituality. Especially for that. But I was reminiscing a little bit, you know, on how my life has been, or my childhood was, or what I can remember of my childhood with my mom and my siblings. And, you know, now that I think about, like, they would torture me. Not physically torture me, right? But they would torture me, like, they would call, I've said this all the time here. Like, they would call me. I have a younger sister, right? So they would call me and tell me that my younger sister had ran away from home. And I immediately was like, oh my God, where is she? Did you guys call the police? Call the police. I'm on my way, blah, blah, blah. I would show up and all three of them would be there laughing at me. They would bully me like that. You know what I'm saying? They would bully me like that. Or they would say like, oh, such and this and this and this happened to your younger brother. Where is he? Blah, 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 da, da, da. And I'm like, oh my God, what happened? No, I'm on my way. And I would show up. And they would all be there laughing at me. Like they would torture me. They would bully me in that way and find it funny. But when they were eating shit, they would always call me, because my mom and my younger brother, they have never been stable, like ever. They have never been stable. They have never been stable. They've never had their own place. Even if it's like renting, they never had something like that. It was always, ¿qué quieres? Hazte pa' acá.
Are you showing time?
No. You know, they've never had their own place.
Mommy.
They've never had their own place, you know, renting, buying, anything like that. Nothing. They've been always like leeching and mooching off of people. My mom men, my brother women, you know, they've always done shit like that. So when they had nobody to leech off, they would go back to their old source, which was who? Me. And because I'm not an asshole, right? Because in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, well, it's my mom. It's the only mom God gave me. It's my mom. You know. That's the reason why she came to live here in the first place, because my grandma passed away, and after my grandma passed away, at the time my mom was living with her brother, and after my grandma passed away, her brother literally told her to her face, well, since mom's dead, I don't think you have anything to do here anymore, right? You pack your shit and go. She literally had nowhere to go. Nowhere. Yeah, so that's the reason why she came to live here to begin with, you know? Because she had nowhere to go, and he knew that, and he didn't give a fuck. He's cold, just like she is. You know, very cold, very calculated, she's very like that. Yeah, he didn't care. He didn't care. He threw her out into the street. And where did she come? Here. She came to live here, and she left to New York. When she left to New York, from New York, she called me and asked me if my younger brother can live here too, because he didn't have nowhere to go. He was in New York with friends, but he had nothing to come back to here. And they were both living here. I had my house full. So, oh yeah, my mom and my brother living with me. I love it. Amazing. Of course. Family is family. Who knew, right? But it's okay. You live and you learn. All this, everything that we go through, you know, with karmic parents, karmic relationship, karmic friends, karmic whatever, right? It's a lesson. There is a lesson to be learned there to see what it is that you're going to choose, right? If you're going to continue to be on that path that you're on, or if you're going to pick better for yourself. And I mean, if you're watching, you obviously picked better for yourself. I mean, hell, I did. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I don't give a fuck about them. I don't. Even if at the end of the day, it turns out that they are my family, right? Let's say, for example, right, if even though that is resonating with me, and at the end of the day, they end up being my family, part of, like, we share the same blood, is what I'm saying, I'm still gonna feel the same way. I'm not gonna give a fuck. It's not gonna matter to me. Oh, it's not gonna matter to me. It's not gonna make a difference. It's not gonna make me love them. It's, you know, because if anything, that'll make it worse, because you're like, fuck, so you are my family and you still did this shit to me? Like, the fuck? Nah. You know, for more reason, I stay away. And you know, it's so crazy, because I've always stayed away. From the moment that I grew up and I was able to start making money, and I was making money, I never lived close to them. There would be times where it would be years and I wouldn't know what the fuck was going on with them, if they were alive, if they were dead, if they were on the streets, or if they were living in a home, or if they were, I didn't know shit. Because I made it that way. I chose to separate myself from them. And it was so crazy, right? Because at the time you think like that, right? That you're the one making that choice, but it's not. It's the divine. It's the divine. It's God telling you, like, bro, like, they are not right. They are not right. They gotta go. You gotta go. Separate yourself, and separate yourself now. I went, I used to live in Pittsburgh, California. And I lived there for about 15 years by myself with my baby. I showed up there in like 2005 with a 1-year-old. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know who was going to help me, but I didn't give a damn. I was away from her. That's all that mattered. She would pop up here and there. She would pop up. What are you doing? What do you do? Like, I feel like she would, thank you, Spirit. Yeah. She would pop up to see what I had going on so she can sabotage it. Like, if I had a job, she would do it where I get fired. Or if I was making money, she would do it where I did it, you know? Like, she was just ruining it every time. Anytime I had something good, she ruined it. And I feel like that is in everything, even especially in my relationships. Because I feel like I had good men in my life. But for whatever reason, something would always happen and it would just go to shit. And I mean, like, utter shit. It wasn't just like something small, and no. It would go to complete and utter shit. It would go to complete and utter shit, and I would never understand why. And I have a best friend, which I don't know, I'm questioning now, right? But I have a best friend who I would always say that to him. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe all my trauma and my past trauma and my childhood trauma, things like that, Like, I bring them into my relationship, and I do this and I do that, and motherfuckers are tired of it. Guys are tired of it. Guys are tired of me. Guys are tired of, like, this bitch, only drama, insecurities, this, that, and the other thing are, like, heightened. So they're just like, fuck that. We're good off of that. You know? And he would always tell me, nah, it ain't true. Like, you're this, you're that, you're great, you're wonderful, you're blah, 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 da, da, da. But I wouldn't feel that way. You know, because the relationship would start out so great. And, like, for example, him, my best friend, the one that I'm talking about, like, he used to be my person. He used to be my person. You know, and he's great. Whoever catches him, trust me, he has his, you know, he has his trauma and things like that, but whoever catches him it's a catch. He's a catch. He's a great person. He's a good guy. He's somebody to have on your team. But, I mean, hell, at the way we're going, that's what I think right now, right? Because you never know. Motherfuckers out here be surprising you, right? Of just how fake they can be. Hence, my mother. Okay? So you never know. But, yeah, he would always tell me that. And I would, but it's me then. It's me. It's this. It's me. It doesn't work out because of me. It does not work out because of them. It's because of me. And to be honest, it probably wasn't neither of the two. It was all the bullshit that was being projected towards me. You know, all the spell work and everything. You know, so now it's just like, I reminisce on it and I just be like, damn. Before, when I would reminisce about it, I would cry. I would really fucking cry. Like, really cry. I would really cry and ask why she doesn't love me. How come she doesn't love me? I'm her daughter. I'm her blood. I came from her, blah, 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 da, da, da. And I can understand now why I don't matter to her. Because I'm not her blood. I'm not her family. I'm none of that. You know? So that's why it was easy for them to treat me like that. It was easy for them to treat me that way. So that's why I say that when they say like, oh, this is not your family, you were kidnapped or you were switched at birth or something happened, right? Obviously. It makes me think about that is a possibility and it would make sense. It would make sense. But I'm just gonna let divine timing do its thing. And I'm not gonna stress over it. Because I don't have the answers to anything. So I'm not gonna stress over it. I know that if that's my fate, that I was kidnapped as a child or I was switched at birth or something happened, right? When I was a kid, the divine will show it to me. The divine knows every single little thing my mom has done. And the divine knows every single... So, side note, okay? So, yes, this is lip gloss, and I put it on my lashes because when you put it on your lashes and then you curl them, they stick up. And I have no lashes, guys. And I'm not trying to put on lashes neither today. It's just so your girl can look put together, okay? But yeah, so that's why I'm doing that. Yeah, so the divine knows. The divine has seen it. The divine has been there every single step of the way. They saw. They saw what I didn't see. They heard what I didn't hear. They saw what actions were being taken. You see? They saw what actions were being taken in my life. So, again, I'm just gonna sit and wait for divine timing. Evil never wins, guys. So maybe that's something that somebody needed to hear. Evil never wins. And you might say like, fuck, but it's been fucking forever. Da 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 da. It's fine. You waited until this long. No matter what age, I always say it, I'm 41. I'm 41. Okay? And at no point in time did I think that I was chosen or had a mission to do the work of God. But yet here I am doing it. I answered that call. And now I'm just waiting for divine timing to show me what is the truth about my life, of my lineage, of where I come from, of where I belong. I know where I am right now is where I belong. I belong with God. I belong with Him. But I know He's going to put the truth right in front of my face. Because again, like I said, evil never wins, guys. And these people like my mom and my husband and whoever else was their accomplice, whoever else was part of their bullshit, are very stupid. Because their sole mission in life was to hide it from me, right? Was for me to never find out what the fuck they were doing, right? Not knowing that the divine, my ancestors, the Most High, is watching you. Sometimes I feel like somebody's watching me. That's basically what it is. That's what it is. So that's fine. You can hide it from me or do spell work to make me, you know, put the veil over my eyes so I never see shit clearly and I never, you know. But when you're being guided, when your divine team, when you have trusted and your divine team is taking the wheel, none of that matters. None of that matters. And maybe at one point, right, when it was your tower moment, when it was time for you, when you were barely waking up and things like that, you probably felt that way. When am I going to know? When am I going to find out? When is this? When is that? Trust the process. Trust the process, because it's going to get there. It's happening the way it's happening for a reason. Best believe you are going to have, if your situation is anything like mine, not necessarily the exact same way or anything like that, right? But if your situation is somewhat similar like mine, trust me when I tell you, you are going to have a front seat to their tower moment. And you're not even going to sit there and be like, hey, hey, the way they did to you, right? The way they bullied you, or the way they laughed at you, or the way they mocked you, right? How like they used to do to me when they would call me and tell me that my sister ran away, and they would laugh at me and bully me and shit like that. I always think about that too. I always think like, I wonder, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna do? You know what? I'm not gonna do or say a motherfucking thing. That's what it is. I'm not gonna do or say nothing. You wanna know why? Because the Most High's hand is so much worse than what I can say. Their karma is so much worse than what I can say. Their place in hell is so much worse than what I can say. You might get some things off your chest, but don't laugh. Or you might not even need to. You might not even need to get anything off your chest. You might not even need to. You might not need to get anything off your chest, because you know whatever is coming to them is so much worse than what you could ever say. You just have to continue doing exactly what you've been doing here. Staying strong, staying obedient, staying in your lane, not messing with others, even though others are fucking with you. Okay? But it's like, what did they say when if they slap you, turn the other cheek? Yeah, some like that, along those lines. It's what it's giving. You know, just something like that. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I do still feel a little emotions, you know, but I know they're gonna pass. I'm still, you know, we are all never done fully healing, right? God, we are not always done fully healing. Healing is a process. It takes time, and you gotta be willing to do the work, and you gotta be willing to have patience. Okay? You gotta be willing to have the patience for it. Those other people don't. They prefer to take the easy way out and take the shortcuts. You didn't take the shortcuts. You got all the bumps and bruises to prove it. Okay? So those bumps and bruises are done and over with. Oh, I think all my brushes fell out. You got all the bumps and bruises to prove it. And those days are done. You are done bruising. You are done being bumped. Ay, ay. We got trust on the bottom of the deck. And didn't I just say that? I just said, ooh, trust in divine timing. Because I'm telling you, you will be shown these people's demise, their karma. I heard demise. I don't even ever use that word, but I heard demise. And we got 555 on the bottom of this deck. Change. Let's see los mensajes de Jesús. You are the light of the world. Blessed are they that hear the word of God and keep it. Split at the split. Be of a good comfort. Your faith has made you whole. You are the light of the world twice. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel. Are you feeling like sad, or not sad, maybe a little extra emotional, maybe? Okay. I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. I love this card. It says, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Again, you've done the work. You didn't take no shortcuts. You know what I'm saying? You got all the bumps and bruises to show it. The road was hard. Whatever your situation might have been since childhood, in a marriage, in a relationship, friendship, siblings, work, whatever it might be. And look at, he says, I will not leave you comfortless because you've done the work. It says, well done, thou good and faithful servant. You are obedient. 45:45, you are obedient. And I'm telling you, if you resonate even a little tiny bit with my story, trust and believe that you will have a front row seat to their karma. Then you're not gonna be like, no, that is not going to be you. You might even feel sorry for them, because I keep hearing empath. You might even feel sorry for them, depending on your situation, right? But I mean, hell, karma is never a good thing. You know, I don't think that's gonna be you though. Take therefore no thought for the marrow. The marrow shall take thought for the things itself. You don't have to do shit. Sorry, you don't have to do anything. It's gonna take care of itself. It does. You don't need to act, or you don't need to take action upon yourself. Take therefore no thought for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Yeah, you don't need to take action. You don't need to have, you just don't. You don't need to do absolutely nothing. You need to continue to be a very faithful servant. That's what you need to continue to be. Pray always is at the bottom of the deck. Ask and you shall receive, that your joy may be full. Yeah, you don't need to do anything. You need to continue doing this, what you have here, being a faithful servant. Because those are the things that are going to bring in your blessings. Those are the things that God wants to see, the kind of child you are. Right? Revenge is not for us to take into our own hands. Because like I said, no matter, there's nothing you can say that's going to make these people be like, oh, you are so right. I am so sorry for doing that to you. Like, no, there's some motherfuckers who are so cold that they don't give a shit of what they do. They don't feel bad. They don't feel bad. Until they see what the Most High is capable of when it comes to his kids, to his chosen ones. This one I think came out the other day when I did the video too. It says, your heavenly Father, excuse me, your heavenly Father knoweth that you have needs of all these things. So these two go together. It says here, your heavenly Father knoweth that you have needs of all these things. I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. Again, you might be, and I did say that earlier, that you might be in a situation, you know, where it's a little sticky. You're kind of trying to figure out how to move because shit's getting kind of thick. But he's not going to leave you. That's what I'm saying. Continue doing what you're doing. Stay in your faith. Stay faithful. Stay in your faith. Because these people want to come in, and if they know, right, that not everything is going the way that you would like things to be going, they want to come around and fuck that shit up, right? Because obviously you're all over the place because you're like, how am I going to do this? And how am I going to do that? How do I pay for this? How do I pay for, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a window opening up for them. So no, he's not going to leave you. He will not forsake you. Trust him. Trust. Anything else? Watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. Okay, don't say nothing. Mind your P's and Q's, okay? This is giving provokeness. Provokeness. Unto you is giving to know the mystery of the kingdom of God. Yeah, I'm telling you, if somebody wants to come in with some bullshit, don't entertain that. Oh, hold on. Don't entertain that. Don't entertain that, okay? Do not entertain that. Because that's what they want. They want a reason to freaking get you, knock you off your socks and knock you off your game and knock you off of whatever. No. 13:13. Clarity. As the storm passes, the clarity is felt faster than the lighting in is seen against a dark sky. The divine is reminding you that clarity is already available, is readily available. All you have to do is ask. You have weathered this storm and now it is clearing, okay? Your affirmation, loving energy surrounds me and I trust the clarity I feel is the answer I need. Do that. Don't entertain the bullshit. You want clarity on something, you need answers for something, turn around and ask the divine. Something is over. Turn around and ask the divine. Turn around and ask your ancestors. Turn around and ask your spirit team. Don't entertain the bullshit. We got 999, release. Endings are new beginnings, and endings are new beginnings, and endings symbolize the closure of one door and the opening of another door. Shh. The whisper is reminding you to release and allow. It is in the release where the magic happens. So again, this might be why, at least for me, right? Why maybe I might be feeling a little bit emotional, because I'm letting it go. I'm releasing it. I'm letting it go. It's gone. I'm choosing to move forward. I'm choosing to move on with my life, with new people, just getting rid of the old thing and bringing in the new thing, whatever that might be. Affirmation. Doors open for me where others have closed, bringing transformation to my mind, my body, and my soul. Yeah. So maybe some of you need to do that. Maybe some of you, I suggested it, I think in my other channel. I don't know if I suggested it here, but I turned on the 19 transformation. It is asked that you take notice that you hold within your hands the power to change your life. With this realization, you will feel a sense of purpose and your connection to new beginnings. Affirmation. I release what I no longer need to carry and open myself to the transformation energy of the divine. Ooh, and we have 111 at the bottom of the deck, which is destiny. Follow what you feel. Listen as your intuition helps to guide you to what you are manifesting. The inner whispers is telling you to create all that is what you desire. Listen, learn, and follow your soul. Your affirmation is, life is always happening for me. I am allowing myself to learn into what feels good. So I was gonna say, you guys might want to try like a little release ritual. Well, it's not necessarily a ritual. This is just what I am doing. I'll meditate. If you guys want to go ahead and ask your questions, I'll meditate And I'll light a candle, like a stick candle, or even the little cup, the teacup candle. I don't know what this called. They're like in the little silver. I tossed mine already. I had it here, but the little ones that are in like the little metal container, they're tiny like this. So you can turn it on and meditate and say, with this candle, I release yada 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 yada. With this candle, I release blah 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 da, 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 da. With this candle, I release. With this candle, I bring in. With this candle, I bring in whatever that looks like for you. Okay. It's not necessarily a ritual per se, right? But you can pray, meditate, and then do that. Or you can do that and then pray and meditate, however you feel called to do so. But that's how I felt, and I've been doing it. I did it last night as well in the full moon.
Mommy, take me there.
Okay, papi, tírala en el sink. In the full moon, and just, yeah.
Or you always play me color, Bobby.
So maybe that's another reason why, your girl's feeling a little emotional. Because maybe I thought that I had released everything. Maybe I thought that... Maybe I thought that I had released it. Maybe I thought that I had let it go. Maybe, but there was something lingering there. Hold on. Hi. Yeah, maybe there's something that was still lingering that I had to let go of. Maybe there was something that was lingering that I didn't know. Maybe I thought I had emptied out everything, and no. Okay, so let's see here. Hope you guys are ready for the answers to your questions. Here we go. Woo. Take action. And I saw this twice as I was shuffling. Okay. Take action. In the near future. Okay. Oh. We have no, and we have ask your angels, and I did say that, right? Turn into your divine team if you have any questions, if you need answers to certain things. You might want to do that. Success. Maybe you'll have success if you take action on something. Maybe you already know what that is, and you've been procrastinating. I can never say that word. Procrastinating on doing it, and it's gonna be successful. So your angels are here telling you, take action because it's gonna be good. Another no. Yeah, that's another no. Hold on. We have reconsider. I don't know. I asked what this no was, because we got double no out here. I didn't even know. Not the right time. Okay. Somebody asked a real specific question, and here it is. Whoever asked a certain question, a very specific question that you got no, not the right time, ask your angels. You will know when the right time is. When the right time. Okay, hold on. Thank you, Spirit. I don't have my sound bowl out. Okay. So we have in the near future, ask your angels, not the right time, and then we have no, no, no. No, no. No, no, no. I said it 3 times. I only have it here twice, so I don't know. So, okay, I'm being called to do them like this, so I'm just gonna do them, okay? We have reconsider, right? Take action because it's going to be successful for whoever asks something, okay? I don't know your question. But for some of you, we have no, no, not the right time. In the near future, ask your angels. So in the near future, your angels will let you know when it's okay to do whatever it is that you ask. Not quite yet. For some of you, the answer was like you got the green light, and for others, you got the red one. Is basically what it's giving. All right, Chom. Well, I appreciate you for being here. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next one. Adios. It's literally 0101 on the timestamp. Bye, guys.